What's up, guys? Derek, moreplates.moredates.com. Today I'm going to be talking briefly about Calum Von Moger's recent progress back to where he was essentially before all of the injuries and stuff like that. A lot of people are wondering, oh, what do you use? How do you gain so much muscle so fast? And that's, what's his secret? And it's at the end of the day, I'm sure you've heard of muscle memory. There's a lot of data recently that's come to surface that does reinforce this notion of muscle memory, but not only that, but also in the presence of super physiological amounts of exogenous androgens, it does suggest that the literal myonuclei you can gain from, super physiological amounts of hormones, you can retain that myonuclei for life. And this also, is reinforced through, you'll see guys like Kevin Levrone who took, years off of bodybuilding. And then right when he came back and introduced those hormones back into his system, he was, right back where he was pretty much. Like he looked worse than in his prime, obviously, but that's because he's, 20 years older than he was in his prime. And that's just what's going to happen with age and, cellular degradation and all these things that are going to happen as you get older. But in general, once you have that myonuclei, you've banked it for life. So guys like Calum, when they've already built up that physique in the past, he has that bank of myonuclei ready to essentially just, muscle memory recover to where he was right when he gets back into the swing of things and he has the proper stimuli through his training, his diet, and exogenous hormone use. So it's not overly surprising to me that he gained back what he gained so quick. It's now that he's back where he was. This is where he's like back at a plateau. And this just goes to show the whole, theory of the whole thing is you only have a certain amount of myonuclei banked, and that's essentially how much progress you've made to date. And, up to that amount is what you can bounce back to extremely quickly and extremely easily because that's what you built up your physique to in the past. And I've talked about this in the Natty Verified video I did and some other stuff about the importance of taking advantage of your building years, the years where you're trying to pack on tissue and not wasting them, because the data does suggest that you can bank that myonuclei for life and, make it maintenance of a high tier physique down the line when you get older very, very easy for yourself. The more you kind of like effort you pour into making sure you build as much tissue as possible when the environment and your youth and all this kind of stuff, everything is, the perfect storm for building muscle, taking advantage of that and building up as much as you can. It's going to be advantageous down the line when you can draw on that kind of like banked muscle memory to blow back up to whatever you need to if you did have an injury or if you did have a whatever. In the case of Calum, he had built this physique up over the years. So then when he got, sidelined and taken out of commission, he shrinks back down because he doesn't have the proper stimuli. He can't train properly. He's probably not eating properly either, not using the hormones or as much, high of a dose of them. I would be certain he's not using as much back when he lost that tissue. And then boom, right when he, is able to dedicate himself to the process again, he's right back to where he was essentially within short order. And it makes it look like he gained, 60 pounds of muscle in like months. But in reality, he had that bank of muscle memory myonuclei built up from all those years of hard training in the gym, diet, and slow progression to jump back to where he was very easily. So that's, reinforces the notion that you should not waste the time you can when you are trying to build muscle. Don't be, especially if you're on using exogenous hormones, do not waste your health if you don't 100% know what you're doing, can actually make the most of that kind of hormonal environment at the time in which you're, deploying it in your own use. So anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out my blog, moreplates.moredates.com, Instagram at moreplates_moredates, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, etc. Check out the podcast link in the video description below. If you can drop a five-star rating, helps the algorithm out, I assume. So it's very much appreciated when you guys do that. Talk to you guys soon.